Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Skill Up 26. I hope you're having an amazing day. Thank you for joining me for another episode filled with powerful life lessons, personal growth, and practical wisdom that can help you become the best version of yourself. Today's topic is something that separates successful people from everyone else. It's not talent. It's not intelligence. It's not luck. It's consistency. Today's episode is how to stay consistent. Most people know what they need to do. They know they should exercise. They know they should read books. They know they should learn new skills. They know they should work toward their goals. The problem isn't knowing. The problem is doing those things consistently. So today, let's explore an inspiring story that reveals the true secret of consistency.
Take a deep breath.
Relax. And let's begin. There was once a young man named Ethan. Ethan had big dreams. One, he wanted a successful career. He wanted financial freedom. He wanted confidence. He wanted a healthy body and a meaningful life. Like many people, Ethan was full of motivation. Whenever he watched an inspiring video or read a powerful book, he felt unstoppable. He would create a plan, set ambitious goals, promise himself that this time would be different. And for a few days,
It was.
he woke up early, worked hard, exercised, studied, stayed focused. Everything looked perfect. But then something happened. The excitement faded. The motivation disappeared. The habit stopped. A few days later, he would start again. Then stop again. Then start again. Then stop again. This cycle repeated for years. One evening, Ethan opened an old notebook. Inside were goals he had written 3 years earlier. Some of those goals were still unfinished. Not because they were impossible, but because he never stayed consistent long enough to achieve them. That realization hurt. For the first time, he understood something important. His problem wasn't lack of talent. His problem wasn't lack of opportunity. His problem was inconsistency. The next morning, Ethan went for a walk to clear his mind. As he walked through a park, he noticed an elderly man carrying 2 buckets of water. Every day, Ethan had seen this man doing the same thing. Rain or sunshine, hot weather or cold weather. The old man always showed up. Curious, Ethan approached him. "Why do you carry those buckets every day?" The old man smiled. "To water my garden." Ethan looked puzzled. "The garden is far away. Wouldn't it be easier to do it once a week?" The old man laughed softly. Then he pointed toward a beautiful tree nearby. "Do you see that tree?" Ethan nodded. "I planted it 20 years ago." The old man continued. "It didn't become strong because I watered it once. It became strong because I watered it consistently." Those words stayed in Ethan's mind. That evening, he thought deeply about what the old man had said. Success wasn't created by occasional effort. Success was created by consistent effort. The next day, Ethan decided to change his approach. Instead of setting huge goals, he focused on tiny actions, very tiny actions. Instead of reading 50 pages, he read 5 pages. Instead of exercising for an hour, he exercised for 10 minutes. Instead of studying for 3 hours, he studied for 20 minutes. The goal wasn't to do a lot. The goal was to show up every day. At first, it felt too easy. Part of him thought these small actions wouldn't matter. But he continued anyway. Day after day, week after week. Something surprising happened. The habits became easier. They started feeling natural. And because they felt natural, he stopped relying on motivation. This changed everything. Most people think motivation creates consistency. The truth is the opposite. Consistency creates motivation. When you take action repeatedly, you start seeing progress. Progress creates confidence. Confidence creates momentum. And momentum creates motivation. 1 month later, Ethan realized he had exercised more than ever before. Not because he worked harder, because he showed up consistently. 3 months later, he had finished several books. Not because he read for hours every day, because he read a little every day. 6 months later, he had learned valuable new skills. Not because he studied endlessly, because he studied consistently. One evening, he returned to the park. The old man was there again. This time, Ethan looked different, more confident, more energetic. More focused. The old man smiled. You seem happier. Ethan nodded. I finally understand. The old man asked, understand what? Ethan replied, success isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up. The old man smiled.
Exactly.
Then he shared another lesson. Most people overestimate what they can achieve in one day, but they underestimate what they can achieve in 1 year. Ethan thought about that statement for a long time. It was true. People often quit because they don't see immediate results. They expect dramatic changes overnight. But life doesn't work that way. A seed doesn't become a tree in 1 day. A child doesn't become an adult in 1 day. A skill isn't mastered in 1 day. Everything meaningful takes time. And consistency is what makes growth possible. Think about a drop of water. One drop seems insignificant, but if a drop falls continuously in the same place, over time it can shape stone. Consistency is powerful because it compounds. Small actions repeated daily create extraordinary results. One workout won't transform your body, but hundreds of workouts will. One page won't make you knowledgeable, but thousands of pages will. 1 day of effort won't change your life, but years of effort will. This is why successful people focus on systems rather than goals. Goals are important. They give direction, but systems create results. A goal says, I want to write a book. A system says, I will write every day. A goal says, 7. I want to get fit. A system says, I will exercise regularly. A goal says, I want to learn English.
A system says,
I will practice every day. Goals tell you where you want to go. Consistency gets you there. Of course, there were still days when Ethan didn't feel motivated, days when he felt tired, days when he wanted to quit. But now he understood something important. Consistency doesn't mean being perfect. Consistency means continuing even after imperfect days. If he missed 1 day, he didn't quit. He simply started again the next day. That mindset changed everything, because many people fail after one mistake. They miss one workout and stop exercising. They miss one study session and stop learning. They break one habit and give up completely. But successful people understand that one bad day doesn't ruin progress. Quitting does. A year later, Ethan's life looked completely different. His confidence had grown. His skills had improved. His health was better.
his opportunities
increased. People began asking him for advice. They wanted to know his secret. What course did he take? What book changed his life? What shortcut did he discover? Ethan always gave the same answer. There is no shortcut. I just stopped quitting. That was the real secret. Not talent. Not luck. Not genius. Consistency. The willingness to keep going when the excitement disappears. The willingness to continue when progress feels slow. The willingness to show up on ordinary days. Because success is built on ordinary days. The days nobody sees. The days nobody celebrates. 9. The days when you quietly do the work. Remember this. You don't need to be the smartest person. You don't need to be the most talented person. You don't need perfect conditions. You simply need to keep moving forward. One step, one day, one habit, one action at a time. Because small actions repeated consistently can completely transform your life. So the next time you feel like quitting, remember the tree that grew because someone watered it every day. Remember that success is not a single moment. It's a process. And every day you stay consistent, you become a little stronger, a little wiser, and a little closer to the life you dream about. Thank you for listening to Skill Up 26. Keep learning, keep growing. And remember, you don't have to be great to start, but you must stay consistent to become great.
10.